Okay, so now that we have all of our MIDI sounds transferred to audio, we can start messing around with some of the more in-depth audio options with Pro Tools. So I have a full production here, and as you can see, I have converted all of my sounds into audio files and then renamed them and recolor-coded them just to keep organized. These sounds have no effects on them yet, so I'm just getting a basic balance of all of the different sounds that I've got with just my volume and my pan knobs in my mix window. We'll go more into balance and panning in the next lesson, but it's really good to get into the habit of making sure that you can hear every part of your production really well, even if you're not officially in the mixing stage. So this song is getting ready to have a vocalist on it, and we already have some backing vocals recorded, and in our next lesson, I'm going to demonstrate how to record the lead vocal for this song. But as we listen to the transition from the verse into the chorus, I feel that it's missing a little something to make that transition really drastic and really interesting. So I'm going to play it for you to show you what I mean.
It's like I can't tell time with you messing me up. It's like I don't know how to know my left or right when it comes to you messing me up. It's like I can't tell time with you messing me up. It's like I don't know how to know my left or right when it comes to you messing me up.
So that little transition there is going from a verse that doesn't have a lot of rhythmic content to kind of the main rhythmic moment in the chorus. And to me, that transition just isn't obvious enough and it's not exciting enough. So one of the most common ways to create this tension and make it sound a little bit more exciting is to create what's called a reverse cymbal effect. And what this is a basic cymbal sample that is taken into Pro Tools and then reversed to kind of give it the effect of building. And it's a really easy way to give this extra dimension to your productions. So whenever you want to import audio into Pro Tools and you haven't necessarily converted it from MIDI or recorded it in, you want to use a specific window to do it. Don't just drag an audio file from a place on your computer into Pro Tools because it won't necessarily save it in the Pro Tools folder that we've talked about in the first lessons. To import an audio file into Pro Tools, choose the File menu, Import, and Audio. This will bring up a window to choose where the audio files are held on your computer and allow you to choose which ones you want to import. So since I want to create a reverse cymbal sound, I've chosen this crash cymbal sample. And you can listen back to whatever sample or audio track that you want to import by pressing the play button at the bottom. Click on whatever file that you want and it will show up in this left-hand box. You want to make sure that you choose Copy All, or sometimes it says Convert All. Copy all means, or just copy whatever track that you've chosen, means you're gonna copy that audio file into your audio folder within the whole full Pro Tools folder. This means that if you ever have to transfer your session anywhere, or if you ever have to look for this particular file, you always know exactly where it is. If it says convert, that means that you're going to have maybe an MP3 file or a file that's not necessarily immediately compatible with your Pro Tools session. So if you need to go from MP3 to WAV, the convert option will appear. So I'm going to choose Copy and then Done. And what this will do is it will open up your audio files folder, which is the one that comes with your Pro Tools folder. And you just click OK because this is where you want to save the file. And then it's going to ask you if you want to import this into your clip list or you want to import it to a new track. I always have it create a new track for me. Once I've done that, you can see that at the bottom of my edit window, it's created a new track. And if I zoom in and solo this, you're going to be able to hear the cymbal sound that I just imported. And this is going to work really well for our reverse cymbal effect. I'm going to drag this file up a little bit next to the rest of my rhythmic elements and my drum elements for this track, just so I can keep everything organized. To create the reverse effect that we're looking for, we're going to use Audio Suite. And Audio Suite is a permanent effects process. So you can use reverb on this if you want. You can reverse things, you can add EQ, or you can even speed things up and slow them down. Just remember that this process is permanent to the audio, so make sure you know what you want before you do it. In order for Audio Suite to work, you need to select whatever region you want to affect, and then click the Audio Suite menu at the top. Our reverse effect is going to be found under the other category. But you can see that you can apply any plugin effect, which we're going to talk about in the next couple of lessons, to the audio. But since we're only going to reverse it, you want to choose other and then reverse. And this small menu is going to come up. Some of the other Audio Suite menus are going to be more involved, but for reverse, it's really just a click of the render button to get it to happen. So if you click on whatever region it is you want to reverse and then select render, it's going to reverse it exactly the way that you would expect. And this is a really cool sound to create that transition that we want. After you're done with Audio Suite, just close the window. And now with my grid mode on, so this will snap directly on my grid, I want to drag this reverse cymbal effect to the moment right before my chorus comes in. And I'm going to turn it down a little bit as well, just because it's a little bit louder than the rest of my production. So let's listen to see how it sounds.
It's like I can't tell time with you.
Let's hear it again.
It's like I can't tell time with you, messing me up.
So I think that's pretty cool, and definitely try this in your production if you think it works with the style of music. If you want to experiment more with Audio Suite, just check out some of the samples I've uploaded for you to mess around with.